Yes, better. Hey, y'all. Hey, I hope everybody is doing wonderful. I am doing great. It is a new week and a new month and a new year, and we are here. This is my first show back for the year, and I'm excited to be here. Let me just put it out there like that. But there's a lot going on, so I'm going to just jump right into what I have to talk about. Now, you all know I stay in my lane. I don't dabble too much in entertainment, but I'm finding myself landing there today. I try to stay in my lane. I try not to do gossip. I try not to do politics and all that. I'm all about helping build up my people, exposing the greatness of everyday people, giving us the tools that can help us advance in our territories, the stuff that I talk about all the time, right? But this here kind of struck me uh, because it has a lot to do with what I do. Now, you all know I'm always talking about the media and the part that we play in the media and how it's important to build Black-owned media, right? So, for the most part, I think the general public understands that there is a difference between news and gossip. Clearly, you all are very intelligent people. The people are smart. The people know what they want. The public gets it. You know, we the people who are in media to some degree, we work for the people, and the people have the right to demand what they want and say what they want. And numbers don't lie. When you all give people numbers, you're pretty much saying that's what you want, right? So I just want to talk a little bit about how the blogging world has really taken over how we get our information and how we get our news. I'm not going to bring forth the data and all of that stuff. I'm going to reserve that for the magazine and the articles and the written content. Today, I'm just going to lay out some commentary, some opinion. I'm going to give my spiel on what I think, right? So, in the news right now, probably as we speak, taking place is a trial that I believe is in federal court in New York, where a popular blogger by the name of Tasha K is being sued by I want to call her a personality and a rapper, but Cardi B. She is kind of across the board with her talent. So I guess she's a rapper. I'm not sure what to classify her as. She's an entertainer for sure. But there were some allegations, or there was some, I got to keep up with the terminology. There was some rumors that Tasha K, the blogger on YouTube, who is successful in her own right, she has said some things in the past about Cardi B. Cardi B said they were lies, they were false, and ultimately it landed them in court. And this was like what, a year ago? And I've been following it just recently because it has a lot of things that I'm interested in, right? The whole information being turned into social media platforms is like dynamic to me. So I'm a student to that. I'm a student to learning how this thing works. I am into libel, defamation, and all of that because I'm a journalism major. So media ethics and law is huge for me. And I have a law degree. Not a JD, but I do have a law degree, a master of jurisprudence and intellectual property. So all of these things that is covered in this case are just in the realm of what it is that I do and that I'm interested in. So this case is really interesting to me. And it's given so many people content because it has so many layers that are new. So this personality, blogger, I don't know, I guess, she has like 1 million viewers, and she said some things, and Cardi B wanted her to take it down, gave her a chance to kind of humble herself and remove it, but she kind of doubled down and didn't. And like I said, instead of settling the case, it landed her in court. Apparently, this judge said, you should settle it. You shouldn't fight this case, which is not normal for a judge to do. And she ended up having issues with how her attorney is arguing the case for her. So it doesn't look like that she's going to come out on the winning end of it, to make a long story short. And it's so many people out here covering this story right now. So if you are interested in finding out the gossip and the tea and the history, you can jump on to, I know Hip Hop Inquirer is handling it. The lead attorney on YouTube, he's doing great work. These are people who are showing up to the courtroom, doing the work. This is what real journalists do, get the story for real. And there are a lot of people who are kind of repeating what the people who have their boots on the ground and actually doing the work. It's a lot of that going on, but that brings me to my point. So what my point is that when the people find someone that they're interested in and someone that they want to trust to give them information, there are some things that you have to check out for. Do they check sources? Do they bring in? See, this is very important. And this is why I don't like being young in this YouTube thing, and not having an established audience. And this is my fault, because this is my choice. But it makes it hard for me to come across as credible when giving you all information, when I don't bring sources on to verify and validate the information that I bring forward. So my reason for saying that is because when people don't do that, you might want to question their intentions. So, because a lot of people just want to be popular, and for me, what I'm trying to do is build an audience. And so it looks crazy for me to say to somebody, oh, yeah, could you come sit on my show? I have, and show them my analytics. They're like, no. Why would I waste my time with you? No. So I'm just trying to build my audience, build likability with people who are willing to trust me and trust me with giving them information and resources that can help them. So I'll get there. But when you have already thousands and thousands of people watching you, and it's a one-man show or one-woman show or one-team show, and you're not bringing people in to sit on the panel with you, to have conversations with you, to verify the things that you are saying, to hold you accountable to what you are saying, that's a problem. And when I was watching this blogger's show, I know that she said that she verified her sources and things like that. And sometimes I saw that she would have people come in and say things about other people. But it was always done from a rumor, gossip type perspective to me. And that's a problem for me, because I still believe in journalistic integrity. I believe in really having valuable sources, people with some type of credibility speaking up and saying things. And it makes it so that I think that it kind of blurs the line of what is journalism and what is just stuff. And when I was leaving college, when I was in undergrad and I was leaving, this was my fear. I was like, a change is occurring and in the media. And what is going to happen is that real journalistic integrity is going to dwindle, because you have so many untrained, unprofessional people who are pretending to be something that they are not. And it's unfortunate that real truth tellers, real storytellers, real people who practice true journalism do not have to get some type of credentialing. There was one point where you would have to, in order to cover certain topics, of course, you would have to get press passes. Like if you look into how the White House is covered, you have to have credentials, press credentials to even, and I think you have to, I mean, there's a criteria. I don't know what it is, but there was a time when you had, in order for people to come to you and to talk to you, you had to have some level of credibility. Now it's just like any and everybody can have an opinion or say so over something. And it doesn't have to be verified. It doesn't have to be validated. It does not even have to be credible. And the people look at it as, well, since I saw it, since I heard it, it must be true. And I have a problem with that. I haven't figured out like what is the appetite for this type of media, and have professional media done this to the people? Like, what happened? What is going on? I feel like I'm in this world of chaos because I am someone who does believe in doing things with integrity, and kind of by the book, but I know there's a lot of people who are not like that. And I've mentored some that are not like that, young people who see things in a different way, and actually sometimes is really good. And what have been created on YouTube and on other platforms, it's a good thing. But when you get things like this into the fold, where people are defaming other people's character, where there's a lot of libel, when you say something against someone's character and it's false, you don't have proof to back it up, you never spoke to this person to clarify. That's something that people talk about Wendy Williams back in the day and how she was. One thing Wendy Williams did was she spoke to the source. Like, her messiness was actually talking to the person she was talking about. And even with that, as much as it was disliked by a lot of people and how hardcore she was, they would be face-to-face conversations. It wouldn't be rumor mill stuff that, would spark a lot of the follow-up that would come from her interviews. It was her actually talking to people, at least from what I can remember. Like I said, I haven't always been an entertainment news person. I have never really been a gossip news person. So, Wendy, was Wendy gossip on the radio? I can't even remember. But to my point, it's just hard for me to dig my heels into what is really taking place with how we receive our information right now. And I even noticed this. I rarely comment in popular people's comment section because I don't want my notifications going off like crazy because I'm not a popular person, and so I'm not used to that, and it distracts me. So I made a comment in Roland Martin Unfiltered. It wasn't commentary. I think it was a post. So it was a post about having credible sources. And I made a point that you even have to be careful with considering a source credible based off of their degree level, because there are some sources who have high level degrees, but they have not put in a lot of work to be considered credible. They just have the titles, and people went crazy. I was like, you would think I said something wrong, but do we not know people are paying for degrees? Didn't one woman just do some time and pay some fines for paying for her son's education? Do we not know that? I mean, like, we went through a whole Trump's presidency. What have he earned? To acquire the job and do it well. So we live in that type of world. So I don't know why that came as a shock to some people. And I'm not saying that people who don't have degrees are not talented, because I know some people who do not have degrees who are just mighty whips, and they can create and do and prosper just as well as someone. I mean, and everybody who have degrees, is not doing, great things. Some people are just sitting on them. And so I was just taken aback by the fact that people did not want to accept that or receive that. And I'm just like, I'm confused, because people just live in this delusional world. Like, what is happening to our society to where people do not want wisdom and understanding? And I know for sure that that in this age of information, there's a lot of people who think that it's just way too much information out there, and so people are just consuming information, but people are not being able to break it down and make sense of it as they consume it. It just kind of just passes through, and then they can't do anything with it. And to a degree, that's true. But at what point do we fix it? Like, what do we do to fix it? How do we have it so that people who are delivering good content, real content that matters, are reaching the people and are impactful to the people, to get them thinking, to get them motivated to believe that that they're capable, and to know truly what's going on. It's like nobody really trusts anything anymore. And then, what they're interested in, because the numbers don't lie, is gossip that tear other people down and make them look bad. And the thing for me, with Tasha K and Cardi B, was I have seen, and like, my introduction to Cardi B was on, I just hear a loud person just being loud, and she's a lot of personality. So initially I was just like, they are two of a kind of. And so I guess it's no surprise that they bump heads, because they are both kind of loud, tell it like it is, say what they want, just spill anything out. But one thing about Cardi B, she doesn't have a mean spirit about her. For me, when I watched some of Tasha K's stuff, she seemed a little mean-spirited, some of the things that she would say. And so, I mean, I did try to get into it, but a lot of times I would have to turn it off, because she would say things, and I was just like, oh, that's low. Why you say that, girl? But that's just my preference. But I have that, and a lot of people don't, and they like it, and so it shocks me. But I'm really interested in seeing, after this case, where blogging goes, because I like it. I like having the freedom to have commentary and have opinion and tell our news and have our people engaged. But I just think that it has to happen in a healthy way. All of this bashing and hating, and it's just sick, and it's weird, and it is attractive to people. And I can't understand why people are so attracted to it. Why are y'all so attracted to it? Help me understand that. But I'm interested in finding out what will come out of it when this case is resolved and there's a judgment. If it's going to, I think it'll have an impact. I definitely think that it will have classes and journalism programs talking about it for years to come, probably in law schools. I'm sure that they will use this case for a lot of reasons, for so many reasons, because the defense is not well prepared at all. So there's so many areas where law schools can show their students of like what not to do. But follow it. Go, like I said, check out Hip Hop Inquirer and some of the lead attorneys' recent posts about Tasha K and Cardi B. They did a really good job covering it. And you see especially with the Hip Hop Inquirer, I had no idea who he was, but I love to see good journalism at work. And he's a veteran journalist doing great work and surrounded around topics that our culture are interested in. So yeah, check that out. So moving on, I'm interested in following up on that. So y'all follow it with me so y'all can keep up. So y'all keep what's going on, because I can't get into the gossip end of it, but I really want to understand the journalistic integrity part of it and the ethics part of it. Like, let me just back up. Now, my question is, I'm just going to say this real fast and then I'm going to move on. My question is, what I want to see is if individuals will straighten up and clean up. Will it cause people like, man, I may lose money? You know, if I say something about somebody, it's a possibility that, new cases like this set a precedent. You know, there is case law and that matters. So, will it set a precedent where people will hold themselves accountable? I know YouTube isn't going to do anything. At least I don't think so. I'm sorry. Do you get in trouble for speaking against the platform that you probably not? But I mean, they benefit from it. So why would they change anything if they're not doing any illegal works? So moving on to my next topic. I usually try to do something culture related, and that's some culture news that I thought was worth bringing up because it's stuff that we pay attention to. The next topic is my economic. It is a series that I'm doing, and I'm focusing on economic development, right? So I'm writing a series, and this is what I need you all to do. I need you all, if you follow my page, I need you to subscribe to my newsletter, and I'm going to put the link in the description box for you all to sign up for my newsletter. And if you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube page, click the bell, do what you got to do so that you can get commentary and have me in your life once a week. That's all I'm asking for, once a week. And maybe at some point I'll move on to more than that. But right now I'm just asking for one day out of your week, Thursday nights, right? So subscribe to the YouTube channel. So this is what I'm doing. I am going to use this opportunity of where I talk about economic development to share information on how to start your own business. If you have a hustle, how to turn that into a business. And that I'm talking about the infrastructure of it. So of course, marketing, social media, those are all components. And there's a lot of information out there on how you can attract people to your brand and to your business and things like that. That's not what I do. That's not my area. I'm not perfect in that. And actually, I need to grow in that area. But I love the work that I do. And I have actually a structured company that I have established and that I run and that I have prepared to grow, right? And so I want to use my knowledge to help individuals apply the same thing to their gifted areas, in their areas where they hustle, if you will. So I'm going to start off by talking about what do I want to start off by talking about? So in the series, and what you'll get in the newsletters are pieces or articles, written pieces where I give you information, where I give you links, and I tell you where to go, and I tell you what to do, and I give you step by steps. These are articles of things that I will share, and I'm sharing them in my newsletters first before I post them onto my website and make them available to people that just come to visit. And just a reminder, I will be turning my newsletter into a subscription only So that's to come as well. But anyway, there will be people grandfathered in who have been with me from the beginning who will never pay a subscription. Like I said, they'll be grandfathered in. How can I make them pay? How can I do? I mean, I've been riding with the same 60, 70 people for like years now, and I appreciate that. So those are my solid ones. Those are the ones that I said that they're going to be grandfathered in, like those old insurance plans. I got you. But so I think that the series are the first one is going to be about business setup and branding. The second one is going to be about trademark and logos. And the last one, I'm going to focus on building business credit. And so these things are very important in setting up your structure and getting started. And there's a lot of information out there already, and that's fine. There should be. But I am providing applied information according to what I know and things that I have actually put into motion and have done myself. So, and the trademark and logo thing is probably going to be the most fun for me because I haven't visited my intellectual property degree in a while. So I'll be happy to give information about that. But in talking about branding your company or your potential company or what you would like to register as your company, talking about branding it nowadays, one of the important things to do around branding yourself is building a community of people who you have that are interested in what it is that you offer and what you do or what you sell or what you promote. That's how I see branding. When I think about branding yourself now, it has everything to do with who you are as a person and what you are willing to offer. I know people have all these tricks and have all these conversations about what we should do to sell, to cross sell, to upsell, to do these things. But when you're starting your business, I think the best thing you can do is be authentic. You should be your authentic self because authenticity attracts people who like you for who you are. Not for a facade, not for what they think they're going to get, not for what, ideas you can sell to them, not for how you can manipulate them, but for exactly who you are. So when you attract people in your authentic self, in your authenticity, you are attracting people who actually like you for you. So that way you get people who will be around, who will stick around, who will spend money with you because they like what you provide. They like who you are. They like what you do. That is, to me, the foundation of branding. And then that's when you start, once you sit with yourself and decide who you are and what you do and what it is you bring to the world in your gifted area, then you can just be that person. Communicating with people and talking to people on social media, just being yourself, having conversations with individuals, talking about what it is that you desire to do and what you will do, starting a blog and talking about these things, starting a website and blogging on it and talking about these things, or just using different platforms that already exist, stories, stories for IG and for Facebook, creating the stories around how you want to brand yourself and what it is you want to put out there, what it is that you want to market to your audience and to the public. And so many people are doing this already and don't even realize it. It's so crazy how I was just thinking about how people don't even know about monetizing their Facebook pages. And they are on social media all day, every day, and actually have people paying attention to them, but their pages are not monetized. And I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you wasting money? Like, you're just throwing money away. Figure out how to monetize what you do every day, since you're going to be doing it every day, and make money out of it. Anyway, that's a whole other conversation and a whole other show. But I really want us to start thinking about that and working towards that if we want to start turning our hustles into businesses. And I will share also, a lot of people really get confused about establishing and registering their businesses. I will share details about how to register a business as an LLC, a single member LLC, if that's a direction that you want to go in. So I will share that in the article. So you definitely have to sign up for that. But I noticed that a lot of people think that they have to go through some, every state is different. Let's just start there. But I've seen people say that they pay companies hundreds and hundreds of dollars just to register their business. So, yeah, I'm going to talk about that in the article, which is very important to me. And we'll talk about establishing bank accounts. We'll talk about for branding and getting registered and starting a business. So all of that stuff is going to be discussed in the article. So please, please, please sign up at the link in the description section so that you can get that information, because that's important to get started, and that is important to making money for real. Like you can't trademark, you can't create a logo, create a trademark. You cannot build business credit. You cannot access a lot of the things that's available for us to access if you don't start at the foundation, which is separating yourself and separating your business from yourself, but using yourself to brand the business and creating an entity around that so that you can grow that. People be talking about multiple streams of income. We have been talking about this for way too long. Okay, we have been talking about multiple streams of income for way too long. What does that mean? You cannot hustle your way into wealth, can you? Is there a cheat code where you can hustle your way into wealth? Let me know about it, because I want to know what the cheat code is, because I will turn my hustle on and make a little bit of money and then use that to fund what it, all my other stuff. But you can't, you cannot take advantage of a faulty loan system to come up. I'm talking about the PPP loan system. And make your paperwork, why be fraudulent? There are ways that you can be successful, build business, have a business foundation. Like we all can do this. And we talk about economic development. Let's develop. That's what I talk about, economic development all the time. Let's develop. Let's create our own, I want to say Wall Street again, but we ain't going to put it on no street. We're not going to put it on the streets no more, because they destroy streets. We ain't going to put it on the street. We're going to create our own, what we're going to call it, a Mecca? Well, we need to call it big. We got to think bigger. We don't want no streets. We want a whole, like, I don't know. Let's think of a name for it. But let's create that. Let's create so much that nobody can knock it down. Nobody can take it away. But start thinking about that. If you want to go into business on your own, if you want to, and I'm not saying, listen, this is another thing that I need to talk about and I need to put out there, because I still have a job, okay? And, people may say how if I'm successful or not in my business because I have a job. But one thing about my job, and I don't mean to boast, is they give me the space to do my thing. And that's very important. And I need that. And I give them a lot of credit for giving me that space, whether they allow it or not. Maybe it just benefits them. I don't know. I don't ask questions. I just do my job. But stop criticizing people for working a 9 to 5. Don't do that. Why are you shaming your potential clients or your potential customers or people that can potentially spend money with you? That doesn't make sense. That shows me when you criticize, ridicule, and talk about potential customers that you really ain't making no money. I don't know what you out here doing. Why would you do that? Why would you tear down the very people that you could win over and that will buy products from you at least twice out of the month? on payday, or around payday, or whenever you market to folks that, or however they get paid, weekly, bi-weekly, whatever you do. Like, I don't understand that. That doesn't make no sense, and it make any sense. And not only that, we need the world to function. The world function, the economy function by people working. I just don't understand. Like, we are a part of this, whether we like it or not. We are a part of this country. We are here. So I get criticizing things and like, I'm not saying shut up and work. Or shut up and play. Is that what they said? That's what the Republicans said. Shut up and play. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is chill out. Like, get off of people's back about what you think they should or shouldn't be doing. Chill out. Just chill out. Like, why is everybody so angry? Relax. Let's put down we're fighting the wrong people. It's a lot to fight in the world. It's a lot that we can be fighting, not each other. Okay, if people want to work a 9 to 5, leave them alone. Leave us alone. Leave us alone. We want to work. We want to go to work, come home. Leave them alone. Okay, you don't know what people go through. It's hard being an entrepreneur. It's hard looking for it. It ain't easy, And if you say, I hear people say, well, if it's hard for you, that's just because it ain't in you. Whatever. Okay. But let's just let's start thinking about that. If you want to go into business, if you got to hustle and you want to turn it into a legit business, let's start thinking about that branding and how you want to brand your business, and sign up for the newsletter so that you can be grandfathered in, first of all, before the subscribers, before I set the website up as a subscription website. And so you can get this information that I am going to put out, that I am going to give links, and I'm going to give step-by-steps on how to do this stuff, because it's out there. But why Google it and look for it? I got you. And I'm not, listen, I'm not putting it in no class. I'm giving you information from my own notes of things that I've done to prepare myself. And I'm just sharing it. I'm just sharing information, because I can't talk about economic development and all these big ideas if I'm not sharing with people the information that I know. And for this stuff, I'm a credible source. Not only have I gone to school for a lot of it, not only have I applied it, I done it. Like I said, I have successfully done it. I'm in business. So, and hopefully continuing to grow in business. So I think that it's worth the read. I started doing it a while back, but I was interrupted and I can't remember when. I started working. That's why. I started working. So anyway, again, every Friday, and I'll put a link for it in the description box, but every Friday I do a cocktail and conversation. I don't do much conversation, but hopefully I'll get to that point. But I do a bourbon cocktail every Friday, and I don't mix it with my work. It's before I relax for the evening to wrap up the week. I make a bourbon cocktail because that's what I'm into, talking about business. I am going into business. I will be going into business, into the bourbon business. I'll just put it like that. I've said it. Have I said it before? I'm going to be opening up a distillery. So I am going to be a Black woman-owned bourbon distillery in the state of Illinois, and I am completely excited about that. I'm scared out of my mind, and the biggest thing that scares me, people, is the possible attention. And with all these firsts and all of these, the recognition for all of this stuff, it's just like I just want to sell bourbon, make cocktails, and move on. Like, I don't really want any of the any attention that comes along with being the first. But I guess we have to do all these first so that there are no longer any first. Um, so we'll see. But it's going to be hopefully a cute. I'm sorry, bourbon drinkers. I know that cute and bourbon don't really go together. But I think I'm cute, and I was just talking about Brandon. So how can I make something that's not cute, right? Or I'm a little cute, somewhat cute. Anyway, somebody told me, "Girl, don't call yourself cute. Cute is for puppies." I love puppies. What's wrong with puppies? But anyway, okay, I'm being silly now. All right, so please sign up for the newsletter so you can get the information that I'll be giving out in those articles. Follow up with this Tasha K and Cardi B stuff because I'm interested in knowing what the gossip is, but I want to come back and talk about how it impacts the industry and how we get our information. Like, is it going to clean up a little bit of this messiness? Because I know that there was some issues going around with was it Fresh and Fit too? About the light skin. Like, people always tearing folks down, and that seems like stuff that goes viral. Y'all like it. Y'all like that stuff, don't you? Y'all ain't right. Y'all are not right. But anyway, until next week, I'll talk to you all. Have a blessed week. Continue to enjoy the first month of this year. And so until it's over, and then it'll be Black History Month. And we'll talk about that. We got our quarter and everything. So we got our little quarter with Dr. Maya Angelou on it. We got our little quarter to talk about. So we'll talk about that. Black and nerdy. We're gonna talk about that stuff next month. Next month. But for the rest of this month and then going into next month, we're gonna be talking about building our own businesses in our economic development segments. So until then, peace.